Hi everyone, I'm Gabriel Zamora and thank you so much for watching. As you can tell by the video title, we will be having a conversation about confidence. I also want to give a big thank you to Estee Lauder for sponsoring today's video. I get a lot of comments and messages from y'all always asking me, Gabriel, how do I work on my confidence? You're one of the most confident people I know on the internet, and I really appreciate that. I truly do. But even before I was on social media, people would always ask me, how are you so confident? And I think people are under the impression that you're born with confidence. And trust me when I tell you, as somebody who has taught themselves how to be confident, it is not something you're born with. It is something that can be taught, it is something that can be learned, and it is something that has to be worked on. As a man who wears makeup, trust me, I picked up a lot of tips and tricks on how to build and work on my confidence. And I hope that with today's video, it can at least help one of y'all start your journey with building your own confidence. Confidence, it's a very tricky and interesting subject because I think a lot of people think that you're either born with it or you're not. So let's define what confidence is. A feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. So for this video, I'm kind of breaking it down in 3 really easy steps. There's a physical type of confidence where you can be very confident in the way that you look, in the way that you present yourself, or in certain physical qualities that you may have. Then there is a confidence that comes from your mind and being confident as to who you are as a person. And then at the very end, I'll be giving you my favorite piece of advice that I got when it came to confidence and how it really basically revolutionized my perspective and idea as to confidence. So first, let's start off with physical confidence. As you can tell, I do have some hyperpigmentation. I did have some breakouts. I have hyperpigmentation from some eczema outbreaks that I had on my face. I have some swelling here because I had my wisdom teeth removed. And honestly, getting my wisdom teeth removed was a very interesting process because my face swelled and I was like, whoa, interesting. I remember when I was a lot younger, my physical appearance, if it wasn't always the best, it would really mess with my confidence. And seeing myself all swollen with all this discoloration really made me realize that I've come a long way. One of my favorite physical things that I could do to help with my physical confidence has always been makeup. As y'all know, I love makeup. I'm obsessed with makeup. I have so much makeup because I truly do love it. Not only in its artistic format, but as well as in how it helps you present yourself to the world. Whether it be going shopping, whether it be going on a date, going to an event, going out with friends, having a night out on the town, or maybe recording a YouTube video. I think for me, my favorite thing is always looking my best me with makeup. So that leads us into today's video sponsor. Today, we will be talking about the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. I want my skin to look the best, and as you can see, I have no makeup on right now, you see a lot of discoloration, and I'm gonna be showing you why I'm obsessed with this foundation and why I've been obsessed with it for years. This is in the shade 3W1 Tawny. The reason why I'm obsessed with it is because Estee Lauder has over 55 shades in this foundation. Over 55. That means there is a shade out there for you. And if you're wanting to find your perfect shade, you can actually visit esteelauder.com to find your perfect shade. So we're gonna start off on the side that you can see a lot of discoloration. We're gonna put some on where we have some discoloration, right here on the nose. If you haven't checked out this foundation for yourself yet, let me tell you some of the reasons why I'm so obsessed with it. Aside from the amazing shade range of over 55 shades, it is also a buildable medium to full coverage foundation. And I love that because sometimes I want a full glam look. I want that full coverage look. I just want boom, perfect skin. And then sometimes I want something more medium. Even after you put on the foundation, you can always go back in and really build up the coverage in areas where you feel oh, I have a little bit of discoloration. I need just a little bit more coverage there and really make those areas more full coverage. There's a reason why so many beauty gurus, makeup artists, and beauty lovers are obsessed with this foundation because it's transfer, sweat, and humidity resistant. And going into summer, that's honestly going to be perfection because if you're like me, and you're oily, you definitely don't want your makeup to be moving or coming off, but you still want it to look like skin. You don't want to look like you're wearing a mask while you're at a pool party or while you're running around in the city during a kind of warm summer day. One of the reasons why I love this foundation is because it's not going to settle in your pores and you're going to be able to wash it off at the end of the day and feel wow, it really covered my whole face. It was lightweight, but it's not going to clog up my pores and make me break out. Some people think that buildable medium to full coverage foundations are going to be very heavy on the skin. This one is actually super lightweight. It's breathable and it's also really comfortable on the skin. Like you're going to be able to like really go about your day and feel like, wow, am I really even wearing makeup? And like I said earlier, it's perfect for summer because it is oil controlling. If you're like me and you got that oily T-zone, definitely apply a second layer in your T-zone to really help maintain that matte oil-free look in your T-zone so that you can kind of like go about your day, run some errands, go out on a date, go out for drinks, and still come home and still feel like, wow, like my foundation lasted all day. Look at the side-by-side comparison. Like I showed you guys earlier, that discoloration all over here. Look how beautiful and luminous my skin looks. And this is what my regular skin looks. You know, it looks great. It really does. My skin by itself doesn't look bad. But when it gets that evenness, it gets that perfect glow, and it looks like my skin, but better. Who doesn't want that? It's literally my skin, but better. So if you too want to try the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place makeup, go to esteelauder.com to find your perfect shade. And thank you to everyone who always supports all of my sponsors. That really helps my channel. Thank you. Aside from my skin being one of my biggest insecurities, as y'all know, my eyebrows were like a major insecurity of mine, not really having any. As you can see, I have the most beautiful eyebrows in the world now. I do, but for the longest, it was an insecurity of mine. We all have physical insecurities, and the journey to getting over them is very personal, and it takes time. When it comes to physical insecurities, and especially with me, I realized that I couldn't just allow it to just dictate my life so much. I had to really look internally and really understand that my value came more from who I am as a person, how I treat others, how I treat my loved ones, how I treat my family and my friends, strangers. If I could tell you one thing, remember that physical beauty fades. Okay, it fades. So please don't try to gain all your confidence from the way that you look, because it will go away. I'm not always gonna look like how I looked like when I was 20. I mean, with my double wear foundation, my skin will. But if I could suggest anything, then it comes to kind of really gaining some sort of physical confidence is pick 3 qualities within yourself that you love about yourself or that you like. I think that we need to find what we find in ourselves as beautiful and how we can define our own beauty. Even if you can't come up with 3, if you can come up with 1 physical trait that you love about yourself or that you like about yourself, that's a great starting point. Look in that mirror and really hype yourself up. Hype yourself up. But if I can give you that 1 tip, it's going to be patience. It's not going to be an overnight thing. Like I said, you can teach yourself to be confident, but it takes patience. So if you can be patient with it, trust me, you'll get there. You'll fully get there. Okay, how I said earlier that this foundation would be perfect for summer, I want to create a very summer eye look, because if not, I'm going to create a bronzed eye look, and y'all know I can do a neutral all day, every day. I think I want to do something very pink and orange, very peachy, you know what I mean? Another really great approach to confidence is your mental approach to confidence, because like I keep saying, confidence isn't something you're born with. It is something you can learn. It is something that is taught. It is something that you work on. So the next step in confidence is really like your image, like how you look at yourself. I think that's a very important approach. Not only in how you look at yourself physically, but the way you look at yourself as a person, the way you look at yourself as a person in the society. I myself derive a lot of my confidence from my personality. Like I really like my personality. I've worked a lot on it to really just be charismatic, try to be funny, try to be a very people person. And I like it so much that I put it on the internet. I put myself on the internet. But not only do I, as somebody who is on the internet, but somebody like you watching this, you really have to gauge as to how you can filter messages about you and find out what's good and what's bad. So I get it to a very large degree scale. I get a lot of people that tell me, oh, I really like this about you, or I don't like this about you. Like if you can really be confident as to who you are as a person, trust me, like A random stranger can't break you down. A random comment on the internet is not going to be able to break you down. So work on how to build up that character of who you are internally. Find out who you believe you are. Really work on that. Like, I'm an amazing son. I'm an amazing friend. I'm an amazing brother. I'm an amazing beauty influencer. I'm amazing at so many things because I myself tell myself these things. Because you really have to ask yourself, how do I define myself? Do I tell myself that I'm ugly? Do I tell myself that I'm short? Do I tell myself that I'm not good enough? Do I tell myself these things? So you're gonna have to reprogram how you speak to yourself. You have to reprogram that so that you're telling yourself these positive things. Even if you do think that you're a lazy person, don't say that. Don't say, I'm lazy. Say, I'm working on becoming a more efficient, more punctual, more consistent person. If you say that and you say that you're working towards that, that's a lot better than just saying that you're lazy. So don't let yourself tear yourself down. Your biggest cheerleader should be you. It truly should always be you. Always make sure that you are your number one person in your corner, cheering yourself on the loudest, cheering yourself on the longest. If you rely on other people's approval, other people's validation, it's great. A lot of people do. But the moment that that goes away, so does your confidence. So if you can say that you create that messaging in your own head, then you'll be able to take on the world because you'll always have you as your biggest cheerleader with you at all times. Also, for the eyeshadow look, what I'm doing is I'm starting with the orange more so on the lid and diffusing it out with a pink to create that orange to pink look with that peach in between. I love makeup. I truly, truly love makeup. Like, it's honestly my favorite thing in the entire world. Honestly, the best piece of advice that I've ever gotten, and I know you're gonna be like, oh my God, that's so cliche. I hear that all the time. I know. It's honestly cliche because it honestly works. And it is, fake it till you make it. Like, to be quite honest, like, just fake it till you make it. Be delusional. Like, forget about what anybody else said. Like, forget about reality and all these things. Be delusional. Fake it till you make it. I just remember like always like being younger and being like, you know what? I'm just going to fake it. I'm going to pretend that I'm the most beautiful person in the world. And what to me does the most beautiful person in the world do? They compliment themselves. They take photos that they post online. They walk into a room and they don't care. I started to envision what a confident person was. One of my favorite people is Rihanna. So I started to think, what would Rihanna do? How would Rihanna enter this room? Like, if you can think of somebody that you really look up to, whether it be a celebrity, whether it be a family member, a friend, or like somebody that you know, embody that character. Be that character so that you get that experience of that feeling. One of our favorite people in the world has created a character. Look at Beyonce. She, as Beyonce, has even created a character that helps her be her most confident self when she is on stage. She is Sasha Fierce. She's able to let go and be free and be this super confident person that she's not always. So if Beyonce can do it, you can do it too. Learn from other people's confidence. Learn from other people's experiences in this world. Okay? And don't let like anybody tell you that you're less than, okay? Don't let anybody tell you that you're not the most beautiful person in the world because you are. You truly are. And if you believe it, you are. Because you know why? I believe I'm the most beautiful person in the world. And it doesn't mean that I think everybody else is ugly. That's not what that means. Thinking highly of yourself does not mean that you think less of other people. So when I say I am the most beautiful person in the world, it's not because I think everybody else is ugly. It's because I truly feel beautiful. I truly feel beautiful. I truly believe that I'm a beautiful person, not only because of my physical appearance, but also as a person. My approach to the world, I find that beautiful. I find the way I clean up after myself because I'm neurotic and I don't like a mess. I find beauty in all these things that make me me. And if you don't start to make a list of all the beautiful things that make you you, and you're going to always wonder what makes me so great. You should never wonder that. You should be able to list off things, even if it's just one thing. Even if it's just one thing that makes you an amazing person. So now that I have the most beautiful skin in the world and the most beautiful lashes and the most beautiful eyeshadow look, the most beautiful lips, I'm ready to go take photos of myself because I love me. I hope you guys really like this video. I hope it taught one of you that your journey to confidence is going to be the most amazing journey. It truly, truly is, because as you can see me here, I'm happy. I truly am happy. And I'm not happy every day. I'm not saying that you have to be like peppy-go-lucky, thinking of yourself as the best person in the entire world every single day. So I hope this video at least helped one of y'all. You know, at least one of y'all, because that's why I create content, to be able to connect with y'all and teach y'all from my experience as to how I do my makeup, how I live my life, and how I create confidence within myself. So if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, make sure you leave them down in the comment section down below. And then I want to give a big thank you and shout out to Estee Lauder for sponsoring today's video. And until next time, bye everyone!